From the station working for you, this is Good Morning Indiana, streaming now.
Now at 4:30, the latest round of gunfire in the Circle City leaves a man dead on the west side of Indianapolis.
These detectives are working around the clock. Some of them go home and sleep for a couple hours, come back in once they get a case.
This morning, how police say you can help detectives solve this case and others. Plus, it's been more than 7 years since Jessica Masters' family last talked to her. This morning, the message they have for you as they hold on to hope that they'll find her. And a local church says they want to make a lasting change. This morning, their mission to make an impact when it comes to race relations. But before we get into those top stories today, I want to thank you for joining our team here on Good Morning Indiana. It is Monday morning. We are back at it. Todd Clausen is off today, and so we have Alyssa Donovan joining us here in-house. Alyssa, it is great to see you.
Yes.
And hey, it's great to see something on the radar.
Yeah, you know what? This is some much needed rain that we are seeing moving into the area right now. We have this line of showers that's just approaching Indiana. We're going to see that impact us throughout the day today and into the afternoon hours. Expecting those showers on and off throughout the day. This is going to bring us anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch of rainfall. So that is some much needed rain. Behind this, much cooler temperatures as well. And you can see we're just starting to see some of those showers approaching those northern counties right now. Should be reaching Indianapolis in the morning hours here. So just be aware of that as you're heading out for your morning commute. Looking at our temperatures, we're in the 60s this morning across the area, 58 in Lafayette, 65 in Bloomington. A little bit of cloudy skies ahead of that front moving through as we head into the afternoon. We are going to see those temperatures warming up, but then we are dropping off quite a bit as we head through the work week. I'll have those details in just a few minutes.
All right, Alyssa, thank you so much. Let's take a look at traffic as you're heading out on the roads this morning. This is I-465 near Sam Jones Expressway on the west side. You can see traffic here is moving along smoothly. No issues to slow you down right now, so we'll continue to keep an eye on your roads. And let's take a look right now down the south side. This is an area where we had some road work in the overnight hours. We've learned that has since wrapped up, so that's great news if you're at I-465 and Harding Street, State Road 37 down there on the south side. We'll continue to keep our eyes on your roads throughout your Monday morning and let you know if there are any trouble spots you need to avoid. Here at 4:32 this morning, police are trying to figure out what led to deadly gunfire on the city's west side. That shooting happened just before 10 o'clock last night on Tremont Street, just north of Michigan Street. Police say that a man was found dead on the scene. This morning, Metro Police say it's important that the community comes together to help solve these crimes.
Someone knows what happened. And we understand that it's scary to come forward, and sometimes you're afraid. But this is somebody's brother, possibly someone's son, someone's friend. If this was your friend, your brother, your family member, you would want someone to come forward.
Last night's shooting was the 171st homicide here in Indianapolis. Last year in total, 172 people were killed in the Circle City. So if you know anything about what happened here, please call Crime Stoppers. This morning, state troopers are investigating an officer-involved shooting. This happened out in Vermilion County. Just before 4:30 Sunday morning, deputies in Terre Haute noticed a stolen car going well above the speed limit. The deputies started to chase the car, reaching speeds of nearly 120 miles per hour before ending on State Road 63 near Montezuma. Investigators say as the man got out of the vehicle, he started shooting at the officers. They returned fire, hitting the man. He was flown to an Indianapolis hospital. All of the officers involved have been placed on administrative leave as standard procedure. This morning, one person is dead, another in the hospital following a shooting up in Kokomo. Police say that shooting happened just before 5 o'clock on Sunday morning near Fisher and Washington Streets. Investigators say that several people started to fight following a hit-and-run crash. During the fight, the gunfire killed 23-year-old Cody Kuffner and injured another person. One person was arrested in the incident on several charges, including manslaughter. Well, a man whose car went into a retention pond on the northeast side managed to get out safely. But sadly, that's not how this story ended. The man died after trying to help a tow truck driver retrieve the vehicle. Firefighters say that the man and the tow truck driver entered the pond early Sunday morning on Pendleton Way. They were trying to hook up his car to the tow when the man became distressed. The tow truck driver told investigators the man almost pulled him under the water, so he got out of the pond to call 911. This morning, the victim's name has not been released. 7 years later, an Indianapolis family remains hopeful that someone will help them find their loved one. Jessica Masker disappeared in 2013. On Sunday, her family gathered at Christian Park in Indianapolis, as they've done years before, to post flyers. Masker was last seen in the area of South Emerson Avenue and East Washington Street back on April 15th, 2013. Their goal is to keep reminding people that they're still holding on to hope and they need the community's help to find her.
We want her to know not to give up, because we have not gave up yet. So just know that we all love you. We all care about you. We have not stopped looking at all. We will not stop until you're home. My sister didn't just leave on her own, and whatever has happened or wherever she is, I just want her to know that we still got her. We still got her back, and we will never give up hope.
So Jessica's family said she was using drugs and in an abusive relationship before she disappeared. She was just 24 years old at the time. If you know anything about what happened to Jessica, please call Crime Stoppers. That number is 317-262-TIPS. A local church wants to make a lasting change when it comes to race relations. I-Town Church in Fishers has set its sights on being the change it wants to see in America. They've started by teaching the Breaking the Cycle series, emphasizing the importance of allies for minorities and encouraging diversity. Pastor Dave and Kate Sumrall say that this all started just from having an open conversation with their staff on what progress looks like.
As we began to look across the landscape of our own church, we didn't have the diversity that would really reflect what heaven should look like. And so we began to systematically make changes that just very intentionally represent everybody from every culture and background so that everyone feels equally loved and celebrated.
The church has also made it their mission to help Black businesses that were impacted during the protests. Turning now to the latest on the coronavirus pandemic and the impact it's having here in Indiana. State health officials confirmed 921 new coronavirus cases. That means since the pandemic began, more than 117,000 Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19. Health officials also report 3 new coronavirus-related deaths. Since March, more than 3,300 Hoosiers have died with the coronavirus. And this morning, we want to focus on how the virus is impacting Hamilton County. The county north of Indianapolis reports 4,900 cases since the pandemic began. 17 of those cases were reported on Sunday. 109 people in Hamilton County have died since the pandemic began, and in the last 7 days, 5.3% of those tests have come back positive. In Indianapolis, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway is preparing to welcome fans to the track later this week. It'll be the first time all year fans will be inside the historic track at 16th and Georgetown. But before the cars hit the track for the Harvest Grand Prix, IMS is gearing up for some news of its own. Track officials are expected to announce a new corporate partnership. The announcement is scheduled for 1 o'clock this afternoon, so make sure you download the WRTV app because we'll send out a push alert as soon as we learn more. The FDA issuing a new warning when it comes to a popular allergy medication. Still ahead, why health officials say teens are intentionally overdosing. Alyssa.
And we are starting off this morning, showers moving into the area. As you're heading out to the bus stop with the kids, might want to grab that raincoat for them. We are going to see a few more showers in this afternoon, and you can see those temperatures this morning are going to be the warmest for the day. We're dropping off as we head into the afternoon hours.
Welcome back. The time right now is 4:41 here on your Monday morning. Here's a live look right now at traffic and the radar. You can see some green on radar, some rain just to our northwest. So that is much needed here in central Indiana, and something our Alyssa Donovan will be keeping an eye on this morning. We'll also be keeping a close eye on the roads, as once we do finally get some rain, that's something you'll need to pay attention to for your commute. Of course, we'll keep you updated on the timing and on the potential of rain showers here throughout the morning on Good Morning Indiana. Well, we are less than 40 days before the election, a day and a change before the first presidential debate, and now a report from the New York Times is shedding light on President Trump's taxes. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze is in Washington now with the latest.
This morning, President Trump's personal finances in the spotlight. The New York Times saying it obtained more than 2 decades of tax returns for the president and his businesses, uncovering years of data that he went to great lengths to keep hidden from the public. The documents, which have not been seen by ABC News and have not been revealed by the New York Times to avoid unveiling its sources, reportedly show the president's business empire hemorrhaging cash. The newspaper reporting President Trump paid just $750 in federal income taxes in both 2016 and 2017, and no federal income taxes in 10 of the past 15 years, because he was losing more money than he made. The president responding late Sunday.
Totally fake news. No, actually, I paid tax, and you'll see that as soon as my tax returns. It's under audit.
The Times report also says lobbyists and foreign officials paid top dollar at properties like Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort and his Washington hotel. Possible conflicts of interest because the president did not divest from them when taking office. The president's tax write-offs over the years include more than $70,000 for haircuts while on The Apprentice, nearly $96,000 paid for Ivanka Trump's favorite hair and makeup artist, and approximately $2 million for Trump and Donald Trump Jr.'s legal defense. In a statement to ABC News, the Trump Organization says in part the story is, quote, riddled with gross inaccuracies. Over the past decade, the president has paid tens of millions of dollars in personal taxes to the federal government. Joe Biden pouncing, his campaign rolling out these stickers last night and telling CNN.
I think it contributes to this larger sense that we have from Donald Trump that he looks down on working people.
President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden are set to face off in the first presidential debate tomorrow night in Cleveland. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
At 4:44, the 2020 census count will continue past the end of September. A federal judge ruled the original finish date of October 31st should be reinstated. Last month, the Commerce Secretary moved the deadline, citing concerns over safety with COVID-19. Several civil rights groups sued, saying the shortened count would lead to more inaccurate count. The census plays a key role in the way funding is allocated to the states and local communities. And so we want you to know that you can take part in the census by mail, phone, or also online. The number is 844-330-2020. If you prefer to respond in Spanish, call 844-468-2020. The website is 2020census.gov. So working for you, we're alerting you to a new warning surrounding an allergy medication that you may have in your home. The warning from the FDA over Benadryl comes as a number of teens are in the hospital for taking too much of it. Health officials say the teens are taking part in the Benadryl challenge on TikTok. The FDA says taking too much Benadryl can lead to issues like seizures and heart problems. It can also be deadly. This morning, the FDA is asking TikTok to take down any videos of people taking part in the challenge. Out in California, a fast-moving wildfire is forcing homeowners in the heart of wine country to evacuate. Authorities out in Napa County say that the fire was first reported at about 4 o'clock Sunday morning. Fire crews have been using tankers and choppers to attack the fire from the air. Thick smoke could be seen for miles. Videos on social media showed a number of houses and structures there burning. The glass fire, as it's known now, has already scorched more than 1,000 acres in the area that's home to dozens of wineries. Back here at home, we want to get a check of our forecast on this Monday morning. Alyssa, what have you got for us?
You know, we are going to see some changes today. We are going to see those temperatures climbing into the 60s this morning, and then we are dropping off. We're going to be into the 50s by the afternoon. We have a cold front sweeping through, and that's going to really bring those changes along with it. And you can see that on our radar right now. We have this line of showers making its way through the Midwest, tracking into Indiana this morning. We'll see that in the next couple hours here. Already starting to see some showers for those northern counties this morning, and then we're going to see those in central Indiana in the next couple hours here. Right around 6 or 7 a.m. is when we'll start to see a lot of that moving in to western counties, and then we'll see the bulk of that system moving through the heaviest showers in the midday hour. These are going to be scattered in nature, so on and off throughout the day, but we're going to pick up quite a bit of rainfall, much needed rainfall as well. But you can see by the afternoon, late afternoon rather, and evening, that will clear out. So this is really just throughout the day, and then we are going to see some calmer conditions behind this system as this sweeps through, looking at picking up anywhere from a quarter to a half an inch of rainfall, and some of those higher totals will be to the northwest, where we're already seeing some of that rainfall right now this morning, possibly right around a quarter inch, maybe a little bit more here in Indianapolis this morning. Looking ahead, also going to see some gusty winds as this system moves through. We're going to be right around 15 miles per hour with those wind gusts this morning, up to 20 miles per hour this afternoon. So So you'll just notice a little bit of that breeze out there today. And we're also going to see those temperatures falling instead of climbing like we usually see. So we're starting this morning in the 60s, and then we're going to drop off a little bit throughout the day. We'll be into the mid-50s by the afternoon hours, and then we're going to stay a little bit cooler as we head through the week. So 61 for our high today, 64 on Tuesday, and then we're going to continue to drop off a little bit as we head towards the weekend. Climbing a little bit on Wednesday, mostly sunny skies, a bit cooler for this week. Those temperatures falling closer to where they should be this time of year in that fall range. So those chances of showers really kicking in this morning, and then we are going to continue to see those throughout the day and into the afternoon. Much cooler week ahead, a little bit more fall-like, a little bit below average, and then we are going to see plenty of sunshine and drier conditions for the rest of the week. More chances of showers come in on Sunday.
All right, Alyssa, thanks so much. We're keeping a close eye at traffic this morning as you're heading out on the roads. The time right now is 4:48, and here's a live look down in Johnson County, I-65 at the Main Street exit in Greenwood. Now, our camera just froze up a moment ago. Everything here was traveling smoothly, both northbound and southbound, and that's still the case right now, so no problems there if you're heading in to downtown or leaving the downtown area and heading to the south side. Let's take a look right now. This is up at US 31 near State Road 32 in the Westfield area. You can see here traffic is pretty quiet. Everything is rolling along up to speed. We'll continue to keep our eyes on your roads all around central Indiana. We'll let you know if there are any spots you need to avoid. Well, a perfect Sunday for football, both weather-wise and on the football field here in Indiana. Coming up, our Brad Brown breaks down a big win for the Indianapolis Colts. And weekend violence in the Circle City, leaving 12 people shot. Coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, how the crime in our city this year compares to years past. And we want you to know you have just 7 days to complete or update your voter registration. In order to vote in the November 3rd election, you must be registered by midnight on October 5th. That's coming up, so remember, early voting starts in the Hoosier State Tuesday, October 6th. The time right now is 4:49. Stick around, we'll be right back. Welcome back. The time right now is 4:53. Here's a live look right now at traffic on the east side at I-465 of you here near Washington Street. Traffic is traveling up to speed both northbound and southbound. No delays to slow you down, and overall around the metro area, everything's traveling up to speed, so it's great news if you're heading out early this Monday morning. Well, nearly 7,500 fans sat inside of Lucas Oil Stadium for the Colts game against the Jets. This morning, Brad Brown shows us how a lot of little things add up to win for the Colts.
The Colts expect to win every week, but this Sunday, pretty much everyone else expected Indy to win over the Jets, a team in disarray through the first 2 games. It took a couple of possessions to get things dialed in, but once the Colts settled down, it was a very dominant day. 36-7 the final, the most impressive of Indy's 3 games to start the season.
All that matters is that we score one more point than the other team. So I'd like them to keep this up. Obviously, the standards are high and the expectations are high. So, but it's play good football, play winning football, whatever that takes, whatever it takes to win the game.
Phillip Rivers put together a 3rd straight solid, although underwhelming numbers-wise, performance. Just 21 attempts, only 217 yards, but he only missed on 4 passes, over 80% completion again.
It's always been about winning and always about the team, and it still is and always has been. I mean, there was a time in Athens, Alabama, we threw it 7 times in a playoff game where you could have thrown in a bunch when college coaches were there, and it ended up like, we didn't throw the ball. It's like, Dad, let's keep running it. They can't stop it.
Running back Jonathan Taylor found the end zone, part of a day that saw the Colts accumulate 119 yards on the ground.
Those short yardage situations, whether we're on the goal line or whether we're midfield, those got to have the situations. We always talk about in the running back room. You just got to find a way. And that's one of the biggest things. And luckily, they always say, you can handle one man. And that's just the biggest thing. So if you see that man, crashing down hard, that's something you have to do.
The defense shines for a 2nd straight Sunday. Xavier Rhodes started the afternoon with his first career pick-6 touchdown. That would be the first of 2 interceptions on the day for the Colts' most experienced secondary defender. T.J. Carey was another new addition to the Colts D this season. He got a pick-6 of his own to close out the 3rd quarter. That would take away any doubt about the result and also put on notice all of the teams coming up next to face this Indy defense.
Hustling is a part of interceptions and making big plays. And then the interception drills, we always do trick tip drills. going up and getting the ball drills, distraction drills. Those are things that we consistently do.
You know what I'm saying? Having a pick six, putting points on the board on the defensive side of things, helping the offense out. And also the second pick is stopping them from scoring, putting points on the board. So both was major, both was big to help the team.
The Colts continued one of the more impressive streaks in the NFL this season. Through the first 12 quarters, the offense has had 0 3-and-outs for a punt. They're the only team in the league to do that at this point. It gets a little more interesting with the next 2 on the road, including a trip to Chicago, as the Bears are 3-0. That'll be a good one for Week 4 to start the month of October. At Lucas Oil Stadium, Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
And we are going to have a rainy day today, starting with some showers this morning. We'll continue to see scattered showers throughout the day into the early afternoon before things clear out. Temperatures are going to be the warmest they will be this morning, 60s to start out, and then we're going to drop off into the 50s. As we head through the rest of the week, temperatures will be a little bit below average in the 60s, much cooler by the weekend, mostly sunny throughout most of the week, and then more showers on Sunday.